public comment on the items listed under closed session agenda, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each item. Mrs. Elizondo.
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are requested to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Seeing none, hearing none, I close this public hearing and adjourn to closed session. Discuss items 1A through 1D. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of the session. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:41 p.m. and I call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining us in person and via Zoom. We ask those joining us this evening to please silence any electronic devices not linked to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board and everyone here in attendance. I'd like to read our vision statement. Madera Unified will set the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And our mission states that we are committed to creating and sustaining a culture, enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. Not only is that the nature of our work this evening, but that's the nature of our celebrations too, because we have in attendance tonight some students and some staff who have made us incredibly proud to bring that mission and vision to life.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Roll call. Mrs. Sondo, please call the roll.
Trustee Garza.
Here.
Trustee Taha. Here. Trustee Ahmad.
Here.
Trustee Cortez.
Here.
Trustee Dybert is absent. Trustee Fleek.
Here.
Trustee Seibert.
Here.
Clerk Mendoza.
Here.
And President Salazar.
Here. Thank you, Mrs. Elizondo. Trustee Seibert, would you please lead us in a flag salute? Thank you, Trustee Seibert. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor John Purcell of Believers Church of Madera. Invite Pastor Purcell to the podium.
It's always a button to press, huh? Let's all pray together. Heavenly Father, as we come together here tonight, and as we've already heard of the accomplishments that are going to be honored here tonight, I pray that your presence, your wisdom, and the cohesiveness of that which you would bring us together in as Madera tonight would be very evident and very obvious. So may this meeting tonight not only have your presence, your wisdom, and your help, but may it be a time that will be remembered, especially by those who are honored here tonight as they move into their journey in the future, into whatever endeavor you might have for them. So we thank you for your help. We thank you for your blessing. And may everything that's said and done bring glory and blessing to you. And may it also cause Madera, California to be known for this organization and for all that it means to everyone in this community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Purcell, sorry. Closed session reportable action, Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, we have none this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Adoption of the agenda, Mrs. Elizondo.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda.
Superintendent Lyle, does the staff have items to add or remove from the agenda?
President Salazar, we do not.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Trustees, do you have items to add or delete from the agenda? No?
No.
Thank you. Trustees, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented? Please state your name when you make a motion and second the motion.
Trustee Cortez, I move to approve the agenda as stated, as
Thank you.
presented.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Cortez and second by trustee Ahmad to adopt the agenda as presented. Ms. Elizondo, please pull the board.
Trustee Garza,
Yes.
trustee Taha,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez.
Yes.
Trustee Dybert is absent. Trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Communication, student and staff recognition. Recognition of the Torres High School 2024 CIF Central Section Division of 5 Girls Soccer Champions. Superintendent Lyle.
So President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, we are getting, I do not want for any reason for anyone to get too comfortable with this. We should see this for what it is as something really special and historic. It just so happens that we keep having this hall be filled with red, with the color red because of the success they've had this year. It's been pretty outstanding. There is no doubt about it. Torres High School has brought an unbelievable amount of pride and honor to the community. If you got a chance to see these ladies play on Friday and then the boys play on Saturday, just the historic nature of it and the uniqueness of that experience is something that I don't think anyone could fully describe or replicate. You had to live it along with the kids and the staff and the coaches that did such an amazing job making us so proud. So I'd like to introduce Director of Athletics, Mr. Marty Bitter, who's getting really good at this. But don't take it for granted, Marty, right? Like
That's right.
Every season's a new season.
Yeah.
And we just happen to find new ways to celebrate toros every season.
And there's more to come, I
There's
think.
more to come.
So Superintendent Lyle, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board, thank you again for having us. And it always is an exciting time. We had a wonderful winter. This is my 28th year in the district, and I don't ever remember a winter, anything like this with regards to championships. Before I introduce Mr. Murphy, I'm so happy to see Mr. and Mrs. Torres back there because every single time I go out to a game, they're rooting on their beloved Toros. So it's great to see him here today. And I was standing on the sideline with Superintendent Lyle, where I saw all I can think of was bend it like Beckham. We were in a game and it was a corner kick. And I'm not sure which one of these young ladies, but I was like overly impressed as the kick took off from the corner and didn't hit anybody and curved into the upper right portion of the goal. And that was actually our second goal of that game. And I can't remember whether that was the finals or the semifinal game. I think it was against Orcutt, but I was just standing on the sideline kind of in awe, right? And I think the young lady was a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. But before I could probably go on and on, but before I do want to put a little bit of pressure on because this is awesome. But the cool part is they are super, super young. So I hope they maintain their focus. I want to challenge them to continue and get better. And hopefully we'll be back here. And I could see in a couple of years them competing with the best in the entire section. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Jordan Murphy, the athletic director.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and Board of Trustees. I gotta start going first. This guy takes all my thunder, man. Like, no, this is an amazing season. I'm super proud of this team. You know, Marty said how young they were. I mean, all of our starters we had no seniors on the starting lineup. It was a first for us, a lot of first NYL league championship that'll go up on the banners, first section championship, first time qualifying for a state playoff game, which we ended up losing in the semifinals. Do I see this team going further? Definitely. This team has a lot of drive. They have a lot of heart and a lot of passion for the game. A lot of that comes from their coaching staff as well. So I cannot wait to see what the future holds for us. And to add to that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mr. Gomez and some of the coaching staff.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, the board, for having us here. Thank you for having us and making this special night for these girls. These girls worked very hard throughout the season. It started from training camp. They set out to a goal for themselves, and they set the bar high. They said, we want a championship. Okay, we want a championship, and you got to work hard for it. You got to come together, become one team, and make it happen. And you know, this is our 4th year as a program. This is only our 2nd year as a varsity team. So for them to set the bar that high was okay. As a coaching staff, we knew what we had. The players believed in each other. They believed in one another, and they just came together and started proving everybody wrong. I mean, from game 1, you know, I believe it was like a 10-0 game, and they just started winning. A lot of teams slept on us from the beginning. They just kept working hard. We kept saying, look, just keep working hard. Everybody's going to recognize you. Don't worry about it. A lot of teams seen us because we're base 6 division. And, you know, by mid-season, you know, it felt good to get calls from other coaches and said, yeah, you guys are base 6, but you guys are like Division 2, Division 1 quality. At the beginning of the season, nobody really wanted to play us because, you know, you guys are, you know, to them, you guys haven't done anything, you know. And they just put a chip on their shoulder, and they just kept winning. They won league, which was just a stepping block for them. They wanted that championship. You know, they scored 22 goals in the playoffs. I believe only had 2 against. And that goal he was talking about, it was the second goal in the section championship. And you know, we had 7 to 8 freshmen starting in the starting lineup at one point, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, mixed around. So a lot of teams, like I said, they didn't really think much of us, but at the end, they knew who we were. And now, after the season's over, I mean, nobody wants to play us, right? At the beginning, you know, well, nobody really wants to play you because you haven't done anything. But now it's hard trying to get games because we're still base 6, base 5, playing D2, D1 level, and nobody wants to take that chance of losing to a team like us. And the girls put all the work in it, and it's the future's bright for them. The future's very bright. Very, very proud of them.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Is your dad here? Where's he at home? Fire. Hi. Hi, congrats. Hi. Congrats. Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you for the recognition.
Congrats. Hi, religious season.
We're gonna crowd around. We're gonna crowd around so we kind of, because we just want to be close. Like, we recognize we didn't we didn't sweat one time with you. We just want to be close because we recognize what excellence looks like. It looks a whole lot like you. Thanks, Jordo. So Frank, you got us? And then obviously, padres, por favor. And just so as we're doing this, we make this really crystal clear to all of our families. We recognize that you didn't even have a home field yet. Next year is going to be a whole lot more fun. You're gonna have something to defend. And we're excited to see it go up brick by brick, step by step. One of the things that I hope that everybody in the room knows, if they didn't get a chance to see this for themselves, is the level of sportswomanship that we got to see on the field. This team was very well led, from coaches to captains, from principal to athletic director, and it showed in the way they played as a team. And they were absolutely the kinds of champions that we all wish represented us. They looked so great out on the field, and they handled themselves with class and sportswomanship. We were very, very proud of the way they played. Not just that they won, but it was the way they won that mattered so much. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. And if you're a freshman, we want to see you 3 more times. Stay together. Congratulations, coaches. Thank you guys very much.
Now we go on to,
Hey, can I say one more quick word? I just want to say before we go, we were going to do boys and girls soccer together. There's no way, right? And part of the reason for that is because of the fantastic parent support that they get, the culture that's being developed out there, and the parental support. I just want to say thank you, because that's when kids excel, is when our families get involved. So thank you.
And I should have said that. Thanks, Mark.
thank you, Mr. Bitter. Now on to recognition of the California League of Educators 2024 Region 7 Elementary School Educator of the Year, Mrs. Elizabeth Ochoa of Monroe Elementary School. Superintendent Lyle.
So let's just make sure we all heard that right. California League of Schools Teacher of the Year, not like, for one school site, not for one town, for a state that has about 20% of the union in it. That is really a significant honor. Tonight, we have the pleasure of having someone who has a very special connection to our honoree representing her tonight. And so to introduce her is Ms. Mercedes Ochoa, Director of Multilingual Programs. Ms. Ochoa?
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. It is with great privilege that I get to present this recognition to Mrs. Elizabeth Ochoa. Elizabeth Ochoa, 5th grade teacher at James Monroe Elementary, stands out, as Superintendent Lyle says, as an exceptional educator and mentor. With over 2 decades of experience, Elizabeth's commitment to academic, emotional, and social well-being is exemplary. As a lead teacher, she supports colleagues in curriculum design, organization, and effective classroom management. Her dedication to student success is reflected in engaging lessons in a nurturing environment. Mrs. Ochoa's high expectations yield remarkable results, evident in her leadership of a top-performing grade-level team. Her professionalism, work ethic, and passion make her a standout educator and a highly recommended asset to any educational community. Now, I spoke a little bit about her as an educator. Now, I want to take this opportunity for you to learn about my sister-in-law. Liz and I have known each other for about 38 years, right? She's a little bit older than me. Our families grew up a few blocks away from each other in South Central Los Angeles. A few years after marrying my brother, our families moved to Rowland Heights. Then we moved to Ontario, and then I followed her here to Madera. When I think of Liz, I think of how teaching comes so naturally to her. It is no surprise she selected teaching as her profession. I have many memories going through our undergrad and credential courses together at Cal Poly Pomona and teaching at Monroe with her. I have tried many, many times to bring her along with me at yet another credential program that I would join. But after the third time I asked, she said no. It was clear to me that being in the classroom was her passion. I am beyond proud of the teacher she has become, but mostly proud of the true student champion she is inside and outside of the classroom. Elizabeth Ochoa, congratulations on being selected, not only the 2024 Region 7 Elementary School Educator of the Year, but the State Elementary School Educator of the Year. Love you. And I know you have your prize already, right? Yes, her award.
Thank you very much for this recognition. It is it's a true honor to be recognized for this. It was a surprise to receive that I was nominated. A much even greater surprise to see that I was the top 10 finalist for the Region 7. Not expecting to move past that. It was just an honor just to be nominated. And I just thought I'm going to represent Madera Unified to the best that I can. And it was a reflection journey just to go back to when I started teaching, remembering the experiences that I've had with my students and what I've learned from them. It was a wonderful journey to go through there and then receive the award for Region 7 and then moving on to this state competition and going there and, you know, going through the process again, very stressful, but very rewarding. And it is a true honor to be, to have received this award. I'm very proud. I'm so glad that Madera Unified is in the news. As a matter of fact, today they did a news story and they did an excellent job. And I'm very proud to represent Madera Unified and wonderful news coming out of Madera Unified. I'm very proud that all of that is being recognized. So thank you very much for your recognition and your today's announcement. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ms. Ochoa, hold on.
Hold on.
Please, don't go just yet. Let's have just a quick, let's tell a little bit of a story. So we're at Copper at the banquet, and there's obviously a lot of nerves in the room, and there's speech after speech, and there's incredible teachers being honored. There's multiple school districts there, and Madera Unified only has how many representatives in the room?
Myself.
Just you. And the room is full of teachers being honored from at least 3 to 4 districts, correct?
7 teachers were from Clovis Unified and 2 teachers were from Sanger Unified and myself.
And when teacher after teacher got up and gave their story, all of them were fantastic. One stopped everyone in the room, and that was yours. And it was really clear. At our table, everyone kind of looked at each other like, there's the winner. And if we'd all been betting people at that moment, we might have made a little bit of money off that. But it was an amazing, heartfelt speech full of authenticity and the realities of what drives you to work every day, right? We all knew it wasn't a car, it was your heart. And that was very clear in all the remarks. And the fact that the kids of Monroe, such a really good little community that's been so the elementary school has been so important to that whole end of town for so many generations, that they have so many high quality teachers there all at once, and that you're there to represent really the entire school. As you said in the moment, like you didn't, this you recognized what this moment meant for you and your journey, but that it was also because you're around people who believe in their kids. And you have a school that's well led and it's really impressive. And I hope I didn't leave anything out of that moment, because those of us that were there will remember it for a very, very long time. I hope you'll remember it for the rest of your life.
Oh, I will. It's in my memories and it's stored there with so many other beautiful memories I have. It was a very, very special moment. And it still is. I still can't believe. I mean, I know it happened, but it still seems unreal. Like I can't believe it. And I'm just truly honored and happy to represent Madera Unified and our school, Monroe. I work with wonderful staff. Everybody wants the best. Everybody wants all students to succeed, regardless of whether they're at our school site or at a different school site. We want to collaborate. We want to push the kids, have high expectations, and work together and bring the best out of them. And it's working. And everybody's buying in. Everybody's wanting to do more. And I think that's what's helping our school be successful these last few years, and we're hoping to continue doing it. We're
Yeah, the
hoping to.
teacher leadership is exceptional, clearly, right? The office, the leadership coming from the front office, exceptional, clearly. I mean, none of this would be possible without Leonard Perez, obviously, because he forced the nominee. However, the teamwork, as you said, the
Yes.
buy-in and the teamwork at
Yes.
Monroe is creating an entirely new story. And right now you might be, you might be in front of that story, but there is a bigger, more, I think a broader, deeper story developing right behind this at Monroe as an entire school. And I think that's a really exciting one for all of us to keep our eyes on. And thank you for spotlighting it and being a leader of it and setting the tone for all of Madera Unified. Like, our kids can do it, can't they?
Absolutely. And that's the message I want to bring to my students every single day. I share the story of, like Mercedes was sharing, we grew up in that neighborhood. We experienced economic difficulties. We experienced having to travel in public transportation. And I let my kids know I want it out. And that didn't have to be my future. And this doesn't have to be your future. You can have a bright future. You just have to work for it. And if I could do it, you can too. Me coming from a family of 11 children with a single mother, if we can do it, you can too. And I'm very proud of all my brothers and sisters as well. Every one of them is professional. They have businesses. They're successful. One even went on to medical school, became a doctor. And I'm very proud of all of them. My mother instilled a strong work ethic in every single one of us, and we support each other. And Superintendent Lyle can attest to it. I had a large crowd there supporting me in both events. My brothers and sisters were there. I mean, they took the weekend off. They closed their businesses. They drove to Monterey, and they didn't just drive to the event. I mean, we made a weekend of it. We made memories together, coming from all over California, Southern California, Sacramento, Central Valley. We all met up and we made a weekend of it to celebrate. And good thing is that we got the award.
And it's the family business, as Director Ochoa got to illuminate. I mean, it's the family business. That happens with a lot of us, right? And there's a really smart lady named Lisa Cornfield, and she said that, how does she say it? That talent is evenly distributed across humanity. Opportunity is not. And you guys are making the difference, right? You're making the difference at Monroe to make sure that there's opportunity where some people
Absolutely.
think there might not be. And you're proving the wrong people wrong and the right people right, and all for kids. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your
Thank you. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. Madera minutes.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have the Madera minutes to showcase some of the outstanding highlights of the last few weeks. There has been many.
Madera Unified is beaming with pride. Say hello to your 2024 State Elementary School Educator of the Year, James Monroe Elementary School teacher, Mrs. Elizabeth Ochoa. Mrs. Ochoa was selected amongst a number of other educators from around the state by the California League of Educators. With over a decade of experience, she is an exceptional educator and mentor. Her dedication to student success is reflected in engaging lessons and nurturing environment. Congratulations to Mrs. Ochoa. You make Madera Unified proud. Talking about awards, Matilda Torres High School teacher Ms. Anayeli Montoya received the Outstanding Teacher of the Year award by the California Language Teacher Association. This award is given to world language educators who exemplify exceptional qualities that demonstrate a passion for teaching, learning, and making a difference in the lives of their students. And Matilda Torres Activities Director Brian Speed was awarded the Director of Activities Area C Service Award by the California Association of Directors of Activities. This award is given for overall contribution at the state level. Speed has shown positive leadership, served as a mentor, and helped develop a positive school climate. In other things, Madera Unified Elementary Schools participated in the yearly Literacy Battle of the Books contest. The event hosted 140 students from 3rd through 6th grade at Matilda Torres High School. The competition consisted of 4 activities, including an individual contest. Teams worked together to answer questions about their reading material and raced against the clock to provide accurate and swift responses. As a way to celebrate the culture and history of the 26th President of Mexico, Benito Juarez, and his 218th birthday, students from Lavina and Eastern Arcola schools hosted an event to showcase their research as part of the book they are writing on Juarez. The event was filled with engaging presentations highlighting his remarkable life. Attendees enjoyed students' performances such as folklorico dances by Madera High School students and mariachi performances by MUSD students. More than 300 running shoes and athletic apparel was donated by the nonprofit organization Project Run Madera to Madera Unified Middle and High School track and field athletes. The nonprofit Madera High School SPED history teacher Alicia Brown created has allowed thousands of students to continue to thrive in their sport by having the proper athletic gear.
For me, the running shoes were, opportunity for me to, train hard, get a full ride scholarship to college, become successful in the end and now give back to my community. And so I'm hoping it'll be representative of that as well for them when they receive these pair of shoes. Hopefully they'll invest in themselves, take running serious if that's what they want to do, and then, use it to get them to the next level in life.
Yeah.
Thank you. Public hearing for visitors who wish to speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Mrs. Lozondo?
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold a comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is open. The school board is prohibited by law from taking actions on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen.
Good evening. My name is George Torres. I live at 17331 Road 400 here in Madera. My topic has already been filled from what everything happened tonight, from at least the representation of the teachers and what they're doing for the community. Acknowledging all these people, including the soccer team from Toros. Bringing up the kids, everybody's involved. All your district is involved. Teachers, everybody, the board are involved in giving these kids a good education. We got the camera on the centers. We got the robotics team that's going out, I think, this weekend to Houston. The ag off businesses over there in South Campus, Madera Heights, diesel mechanic station over there. I haven't had a chance to see that yet, but I think it's awesome. But those are the things that this community and you guys are doing for these kids. But what I'm seeing is, my wife passed away. I started doing scholarships. And if any of you, if you have access to any of these scholarships, you need to go ask to have a couple just to read them. Because these poor kids go through a lot of stuff. It's hard to imagine. Some kids don't have a mom or dad, raised up by the grandparents, raised up by a godmother, godfather. Sad situations. The kids are always going out to work in the fields to support themselves and the family, just to have meals on their tables. You get them through school, you offer all these special programs for the kids, and they work hard. And excuse me. These kids are all getting 3.5 and more, 4.0, 4.3s, and they're coming from farm labor families. And not just farm labor, just all other students are having trouble getting money. The problem is happening is we need to inform the community. We get them through high school, they become seniors, there's no scholarship money. If we could get the community involved in groups getting together to offer another scholarship, even make donations to the school, so the schools can select their scholarships. I really enjoy giving out scholarships in my wife's name, because that was the kind of person she was. She came from a farm labor family and wanted people to know that it's not easy, but they could do it. We need to get together somehow and get the community involved and know that we need money for those kids. South Campus, Madera High, Taurus. I don't know how many scholarships everybody else gets. We had 140 scholarships and we could only offer so many. This year I was able to do a few more than normal. And it just makes me feel good, but it makes me feel sad that you can't give every one of them something. Thank you for your time. If I could get involved with a scholarship type of thing, let me know. And I'm hoping you guys wouldn't think, oh, hell, he's coming back. What do you want? What does he want now? Thank you, everybody. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 7.
Hi, board. Good afternoon. My name is Sitlali, and I'm a resident here in Madera, former student. And I want to say thank you, and I really appreciate that I have seen that Madera Unified has been making an effort to learn about and engage with the Oaxaqueño community. I know when I was at school, I felt like there was a lot of us there, but I didn't feel like I was in community all the time. So I really appreciate the efforts you guys have made, or you all have made. And I'm here to invite you to an event that is going to be on Friday, May 3rd at Courthouse Park from 12 to 7. It's called Nu'uyavi, which is a Mixtec word that means plaza or plaza, a market. And this is going to be a place where immigrant women are going to share their traditional foods from home. They're going to be food for sale, and then they're also going to talk about the history behind their foods. With me today, I just have the flyer in Spanish, but if you would like more information about this event, it's going to be on the Pan Valley Institute Facebook page. And thank you, and I hope to see some of you there.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Lasondo, okay, so we had somebody from the public already. Student, number 7, student, board report, representative report. Melanie Miranda of Torres High School and Vanessa Martinez Lyra of Madero South High School. I invite Melanie Miranda to present Torres High School Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, Madera Unified School District Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board. I'm Melanie Miranda here with the Torah report. Next slide, please. To close out the month of February, Torres BSU hosted its first annual district-wide BSU Cookout. BSU students from Torres and Madera South came together for music, games, and a barbecue meal donated by the Linkage Foundation. We are excited to continue this tradition for years to come. Next slide, please. On March 1st, members of our ASB Leadership Program traveled to Brenda Elementary to read books in honor of Zero Discrimination Day. Students shared stories on diversity and inclusion with the future Toros and got to connect with former teachers and staff members. We love being able to connect with our future Toros. Next slide, please. The week of the 18th through the 22nd of March was all about basketball at Torres High. We kicked the week off with our annual 3-point shootout competition, for which Toros history teacher, Mr. Hernandez, was victorious. The week continued with our 3-on-3 basketball competition and ended with our staff versus student basketball game at lunch. It's safe to say our Torres High staff are very skilled at basketball. Next slide, please. On Friday, March 15th, our MUSD ASB President's Council hosted our first ever district mixer at Madera South. This district-wide dance included black lights, a DJ, lawn games, food trucks, and even a video game truck. We hope to continue and build on this event in the future. Next slide, please. This year, Torres High School sent our class advisors and activities director to the California Association of Directors of Activities State Advisor Conference. Our staff members were able to connect with activities professionals from around the state and beyond, and gain valuable insight to help our school climate and culture continue to grow and thrive this year out. This year, our activities director, Brian Speed, was awarded the CATA Area C Service Award for his service to the organization at the local and state level. Mr. Speed has presented and helped coordinate numerous conferences, is a member of the CATA Leadership Campus staff, and serves as an appointed officer of the CATA State Board. Next slide, please. Just yesterday, we hosted our Graduate Profile Sophomore Showcase and school-wide Sal Day. Our sophomores had the opportunity to present sophomore showcase presentations detailing their work to 2 of the MUSD Grad Profile elements, while the rest of our student body traveled through rotations and included guest speakers Keith Hawkins and David Edward Garcia, grade level specific presentations from our counseling department, as well as lessons presented by our ASB leadership students. We ended the day celebrating with our Spring Toro Throwdown food fair. Next slide, please. The Toro Tones had their first gig at our 4.0 awards night. There were a quintet of singers from the choir that gave up their lunch twice a week to practice and prepare songs to share with the community. This year, Torres Choir hosted the elementary choir festivals this year. Our choir council attended both Purple Pyramid and Red Pyramid's performance days to help out and be smiling faces. In early March, their choir welcomed 2 guests to their class, Dr. Harmony Murphy from NCC and Mr. Duncan Needham. The Theater Arts Dramatic Literacy DAC, Dr. Murphy, worked with them on our singing and technique, and Mr. Needham worked with them on storytelling through music. We enjoyed having them both. Next slide, please. Our very own Miss Anayeli Montoya was selected as California Language Teachers Association Outstanding Teacher of the Year. This award is given to world language educators who exemplify exceptional qualities that demonstrate a passion for teaching, learning, and making a difference in the lives of their students. Next slide, please. On March 2nd, our winter percussion groups and Winter Guard competed in their second show of the season. The groups had been doing so well in the first half of the season that the circuit promoted them up a more advanced class. Concert percussion earned 2nd place, indoor percussion earned 2nd place, and Winter Guard earned 1st place. On March 9th, senior percussion Javier Chavez auditioned for the Fresno State Percussion Studio. He had a great audition and was admitted into the studio, becoming Torres' first music major in program history. On March 16th, our winter arts groups had another successful show to wrap up the regular season. Concert percussion got 1st place, indoor percussion got 2nd, and Winter Guard got 1st place, leading them into an undefeated regular season. On March 14th, our band hosted a CMEA State Festival for bands in the Central Valley and had 17 ensembles come to get educated. The students and directors ran a top-notch festival and received a lot of praise from the educators and the participating directors. The Torres Concert Band received an excellent and the Wind Ensemble received a superior. On March 20th and 21st, our bands were educated at the CMEA Festival hosted at Washington Union High School. The bands had very great performances, including the concert band receiving an excellent and the Wind Ensemble receiving an unanimous superior, which is the highest rating given. This makes 3 years in a row out of 3 years in the existence of Torres receiving an unanimous superior during festival season. Torres Band and Guard is definitely setting itself apart as a force to be reckoned with in the Central Valley. Next slide, please. Our Madtown Robotics team competed in Central Valley Regionals in Fresno on March 22nd to the 23rd, and Monterey Bay Regionals March 28th through the 30th. Madtown Robotics won both competitions. Madtown Robotics and their alliance partners are the current world record holder for the highest game points this year, with an impressive 156 points in a single match. Madtown Robotics is currently ranked in first in world, national, and state rankings going into the Houston First Robotics World Championship, April 16th through the 21st. Next slide, please. Many of our CTE pathways travel to Fresno City College to compete at the Career Skills Challenge. Our Toros had a fantastic showing. Public safety took first place in CSI. Education took first and third place in child development. Culinary arts took first in salad preparation, and medical pathway students took first in CMC anatomy. Next slide, please. Senior Sebastian Infante advanced to the mock trial state finals to courtroom journalism. He traveled to Los Angeles in late March and earned first place in his division. Next slide, please. Over the weekend, 17 Torres High School students, along with their advisors, traveled to Ontario, California for the HOSA State Leadership Conference. Senior Marty Corona earned first place in medical math. Senior Vianney Martinez Luna took fifth place in prepared speaking, and Vice Principal Jacob Mortier was awarded Cal HOSA's Administrator of the Year Award for his unwavering dedication and support for our HOSA program. It was a great conference with 7 Torres High School students qualifying for the HOSA International Leadership Conference in Houston, Texas this summer. Next slide, please. Your upcoming events. Thank you.
Excuse me. Thank you, Ms. Miranda. I invite Vanessa Martinez Lyra to present the Madera South High School Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, Board President Salazar, Superintendent Lyle, Clerk Mendoza, and all board members and community members. My name is Vanessa Martinez, and I am a senior at MSHS. I will be presenting information on behalf of Madera South High School. MSHS leadership and our friend Stanley the Stallion spread the love to the Stallion staff and students during our annual Spread the Love Week. Stanley passed out Valentine's, flowers, and candy throughout the week, and the week ended with a pancake and waffle breakfast hosted by ASD, open to all staff and students. MSHS Black Student Union collected over 400 books to donate to the local women's shelter in honor of Women's History Month. BSU members attended the Men of Color Summit at Fresno City College, and another 20 attended Fresno State's Women in Mathematics, Sonia Kovalares. I'm sorry. Next slide. Madera FFA attended the 96th California FFA State Conference over spring break. While their members competed in multiple events, Morelia Vieira was named the state star in placement. 3 members were named state champions in their proficiency areas: William Thompson in diversified horticulture, Ethan Toro in ag mechanics design, and Fab and Kayla Macedo in ag communications. Madera South Synergy recently participated in 2 choir competitions. These are only the second and third times they've ever competed. They traveled to Santa Clarita and Los Alamitos. They did well and learned a lot. Jasmine Fonseca received the best performer at both competitions. Questbridge National College Match is a college admission and scholarship program that through which high-achieving, low-income students can be admitted early to top universities with full four-year scholarships. Cristobal Cortez was matched with the University of Notre Dame. The match scholarship is generous financial aid package worth over $200,000 that covers the full cost of attendance, including tuition, housing and food, books and supplies, and travel expenses. Nelly Guzman has won the prestigious Dow Scholarship. The 20,000 Dow Scholar Program selected students who participate in college-bound programs such as AVID and works to provide students recipients with personalized academic, financial, and emotional support needed to navigate college and launch a successful career. Nelly has her choice of multiple UCs for the fall. Madera South hosted the 10th annual Mules Cheer exhibition on Wednesday in the West Gym. All the elementary, middle, and high schooler cheer programs came together to showcase their talents in front of family and friends. Our DJ MC was Al Lopez. The event lasted 2 hours. It was a great success. Kudos to our number one seed boys tennis player, Kevin Franco, who is sitting undefeated in our league with only one loss overall. Congratulations to Kevin, and we wish him to continue success. MSHS ASB planned a fun Blacklight Battle Week ending with a traditional Blacklight rally. The students enjoyed glow dodgeball, hungry hippos, and various performances. The MUSD President's Council, consisting of the ASB presidents, ASB vice presidents, and ASB secretaries from each school, have been collaborating on planning the district's first annual district mixer, which aimed to be a social for all the high schools to come together and enjoy dancing, gaming trucks, and outdoor games. The event also featured various food trucks. The event was a hit with all three sites. FBLA had so many students honored at the Central Section Conference, including 3 first places, finishes, and National Champions Chapter Gold Award. These are our upcoming events. On April 11th, we have our spring musical Penny Lane opens. Our MSHS Powder Puff will be moved to May 17th of 2024. Scholarship Nights is on April 24, 2024, and we have our prom on April 27. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez Lyra. Student Board Member Information and Report, Trustee Garza. I invite you to share a report with the board.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and distinguished guests. Furman High hosted an art contest for Black History Month. Students visited Alcatraz on the 5th of April. Furman is also getting ready for prom, which will be held on May 10th. Mountain Vista is planning to go to San Francisco on the 11th of April. They also have a trip to Universal Studios scheduled for April 17th. Ripperton had a successful field trip to the zoo. Students have begun creating a produce garden. The next Student Voice meeting for alternative education is scheduled for April 17th. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Trustee Garza. Trustee Taha, I invite you to share your report with the board.
All right, thank you. Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, Board of Trustees, and members of the public. I hope you're all doing well today. I'd like to report that as we have come back from spring break, we have begun taking steps towards ending the year off. Underclassmen have been vocal about the steps that they have taken with their graduate profiles. Many students have expressed that they do not see the intended purpose of preparing a graduate profile and therefore lack the motivation to put effort towards it. I'd also like to report that if all goes as planned, I'll be rescheduling my student voice meeting that had to be canceled and begin preparations for it to get one more in before the year ends. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Taha. Consent agenda. Ms. Elizondo?
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless the member of the board or staff requests specific items be considered and discussed separately and or removed from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
I now open the consent agenda for public comment. Mrs. Elizondo.
If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. Anyone? President Salazar, we do not have members of the public who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion. Trustees.
Trustee Ahmad make a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated.
Trustee Cyber, I'll second it.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Ahmad and second by trustee Cyber to approve the consent agenda. There are two resolutions in the consent agenda. Mrs. Elizondo, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Garza,
Yes.
trustee Taha,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez.
Yes.
Trustee Dybert is absent. Trustee Fleek stepped out for a minute,
Stepped
so
out.
she's absent for this vote. Trustee Seibert,
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 2 absent. 2 of the 7 votes were preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to thank and acknowledge the following retirees for their service, not only to Madera Unified, but also for their service and commitment to Madera community. Michael Avila, teacher at MLK, will retire on June 6, 2024, after 14 years of service. Thank you very much, Mr. Avila. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any administrative announcements?
I have 3 this evening, President Salazar. The first one is to name, with your action, we've actually approved the selection of 3 final candidates for 3 administrative positions. The very first one will be for Thomas Jefferson Middle School. Some of us in the room are TJ Patriots at heart. We have that experience behind us. We know that Thomas Jefferson can be a really special school or can be a really challenging school. And it requires really outstanding leadership to have it be one instead of the other. What's really unfortunate about this is how quickly this ages us, because 10 minutes ago, this young lady was an outstanding 6th grade teacher at John Adams Elementary School. And 10 minutes later, she's already served at Washington Elementary School, where she's learned a great deal, and she's ready to take on a really important challenge. We've challenged her to be the bridge between the Washington 6th grade students as they become 7th grade students, and really help the staff, the culture, and the students all find common ground and have a really outstanding year. I think she's just the leader to do that. Ms. Cindy Pena.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, and Superintendent Lyle. Thank you for believing in me to serve as the Vice Principal of Thomas Jefferson Middle School. I look forward to working with Mr. Catalan and Mrs. Kelly and the Patriot School community. Thomas Jefferson holds a very special place in my heart, and I am deeply honored to have been chosen to serve at a school that means so much to so many. To Mr. Hernandez, I express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to have served as Vice Principal at Washington. I also want to extend my gratitude to my Washington family for their support and encouragement which have played a pivotal role in shaping me into the leader I am today. Me gustaría agradecer a mi familia de Washington por apoyarme y ayudarme a convertirme en la líder que soy hoy. Nunca podré expresar lo mucho que todos ustedes significan para mí. De todo corazón, gracias. I would also like to express my gratitude to all those who have supported me, enabling me to stand here today. To Casey Gates, Christina Richey, Nicole Lack, Sandra Kelly, and Mercedes Ochoa. Your unwavering support, guidance, and mentorship have been instrumental in my professional growth, and I am truly grateful. Last but certainly not least, mi familia. To my beautiful daughters, Cassandra and Christine, who have been my greatest cheerleaders. Gracias, Freud, por siempre apoyarme. Gracias, mamá. Siempre dijiste que algún día te lo agradecería. Así que espero que esto cuente. Thank you again for believing in me to serve as Vice Principal of Thomas Jefferson Middle School. I am deeply committed to serving our students, staff, and community with dedication and integrity. Thank you.
Felicidades y buena suerte también.
Congratulations.
Our second selection tonight with your appointment is the Dean of Curriculum at Torres High School. And this one is a hard one for me a little bit because I have had so much respect and esteem for the work that she's done when we were colleagues and when she was at Martin Luther King Middle School as a vice principal. And then while we worked together in my capacity as a chief academic officer and hers as a vice principal and then principal at Furman High School. And Furman's a really special place. Not everybody knows a whole lot about it. Has a small population, but it's a very powerful school where the relationships are so very important. I think the leadership that Ms. Castrione has inspired, the leadership that she brought Furman and the work that's been inspired there in the last several years has been really transformational. It's been a very brilliant chapter in the time period at Furman. A lot of very supported students who feel very connected and who feel like they had a very powerful second chance to be who they wanted to be at Furman. That's as a result of her leadership. I think that obviously translates to the work that needs to happen at Torres. We're still talking about really great kids that need support, but it's just in a very different capacity. And so as the Dean of Curriculum at Torres High School, I present to you Ms. Hilda Castrione.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and distinguished and beautiful guests. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Matilda Torres staff, Mrs. Rodriguez, the board, Superintendent Mr. Lyle, and district personnel for providing me with the opportunity to serve Madera Unified in a different capacity. These past 8 years, Furman High School students and staff taught me about the importance of providing students with alternative opportunities for their learning, as well as opening doors for them that they felt were closed. I learned to think outside the box and to use my creativity when addressing student diverse learning, behavioral, medical, and social emotional needs. I've had the privilege to listen to many student success stories as they became resilient and determined to beat the odds so that they could graduate from high school, go on to college, the military, or a training program. I also want to thank the entire Furman High staff for their immense support and trust in me as their leader. I plan to use these skills that I acquired at Furman High as I guide and support teachers at Matilda Torres High and addressing student learning needs. Also, leaving Furman for me was the hardest decision of my entire career and probably my life. But I am very confident that due to the teachers' passion, skills, commitment, and doing what's right for the students of Furman High, that the staff will do great things and will take the school to the next level. Furman High is a great place. I am excited to start this new chapter in my career as I embrace new learning opportunities. And thank you for your support of me these past 16 years within Madera Unified School District. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Hilda, just please make sure you tell the teachers, we didn't force you to do this. because I know those teachers love you and so do the students. So congratulations, good luck. Our last administrative announcement this evening is for the principal at Mount Vista High School. And many of us in the last several years have spent some time at Mount Vista. And as I say that the teachers at Furman are really passionate about building relationships, I mean, I should say the very same thing about Mount Vista. Mount Vista is this place where students have the opportunity to really reinvent themselves. They often feel as though they have experienced a little bit of a breakdown in their educational career, and that's why they're there. But the teachers don't ever see the students that way. They see them for what they can be, and they really help them become just that. Mount Vista is a very special place where teachers actualize students' potential and find ways that others just feel like they couldn't. Mount Vista, like Furman, does the impossible, but makes it look relatively easy at times. They're going to be very well served to have the kind of leader that believes in just that kind of educational approach. That gentleman's name is Mr. Matt Tobin.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. I just want to say thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to serve as the principal at Mountain Vista. While I'm very excited to take on that role, I've also spent 4 really, really awesome and impactful years as the vice principal at Desmond Middle School. And so I want to take a moment to acknowledge my Desmond family out there. I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for that experience at Desmond, and specifically working with now Area Assistant Superintendent Carrie Gassett, who was the principal that hired me. Carrie's leadership, her taking me under her wing, and also Amanda Musso, and really showing us what Madera Unified is about. Introducing us to really good people and showing us really good systems to put in place to help schools. I don't think I would be standing up here tonight. So Miss Carrie, I hope you're at home watching me right now. We love you. We're thinking about you. Keep fighting. And to just the teachers, the support staff, the students of Desmond, I have such a love for that place in my heart. And Desmond is a very, very special school. Mr. Hulk, Miss Musso, if you guys are back there, I love you guys. Thank you for all your support and everything that you've done. My wife, Jackie, I love you, honey. Thank you for being here with me.
Good catch.
Yep, made sure. I also know, and I want to acknowledge the hard work that Mr. Alejandro Juarez has done at his time as the principal at Mountain Vista. I have heard a lot of really good things about what he's done from Assistant Superintendent Horacio Rodriguez, from Mrs. Gassett, from some of the teachers that work over there. I know that those are big shoes to fill. I've looked at their data on Parsec. I've looked at some of their panorama stuff, and it's obvious that the staff cares very deeply about him, and they're very appreciative of the work that he's done. And that's something that I don't take lightly. I'm excited for that challenge to continue the work. I'm excited to get to know the people and the students over there. And I hope to have some really interesting and cool things to present to you guys throughout the years when I'm the principal over at Mountain Vista. And just one question, how did I do on the color? Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did
All right.
pretty well.
I tried to.
Well done.
And one last thing, I want to circle back real fast to the soccer team from Torres earlier. A lot of those freshmen that are on the team, those were our 8th graders last year at Desmond Middle School who actually won our first ever women's championship in any sport in Desmond history. So those freshmen that are a part of that section championship soccer team this year, they started that last year at Desmond, our first ever girls championship, which was very exciting. So I do want to acknowledge them for that as well. And once again, thank you guys for everything. And like I said, I hope to see you guys again in the future. Thank you.
So just in closing, I hope that gives you a little bit of confidence in the quality of people coming through the system at this point, trustees. And to Cindy and Hilda and Matt, you got this. Go get them.
Thank you, everyone. Now on to item number 10, information reports, union time. At this time, I'd like to invite unions to address the board. Mr. Holder.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Any other union presidents? Superintendent time.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, I'm actually going to make this really fast. I want to congratulate Torres High School for the leadership and the presentation and the structure and the organization of the graduate showcase day on Monday. It was very well done. It was incredibly well organized. It was thought through to a level that I think sets a standard for all of us, and I really appreciate that. It was clear that many of the students feel as though they understand the reason why we have created this as a graduation requirement. We also hear very clearly from Trustee Taha that her peers at Madera High School don't understand that at this point, and that's something we're going to have to really work on. That's a leadership issue, and I hear that as a leadership issue for all of us to tackle as a team. That requires all of us to learn from one another, and I think Torres can teach us a few things about the way that they're approaching this very challenging new expectation. I also want to just take a quick moment to say, and I know Mr. Speed has stepped out of the room, but Mr. Speed and Ms. Hillman and Mr. Lopez, our 3 activities directors, are doing an incredible job of making 3 high schools into 1 community. And they tell their kids that all the time. I hope that you felt tonight as trustees a little bit of pride, because the pride that's circulating and coursing through the community is a little bit different than it's been in generations past. That's not just because of all the championships, it's also because of the connectedness. And to have the students sponsor and the activities directors agree to support and lead 1 community dance that brings all the kids back together again, that's a pretty exciting development. And that came from the grassroots, came from the bottom up. I think that's really significant because it hasn't happened since Madera High School was 1 single school. So it's been several years now. It's been almost 20 years since that happened. But the student leaders and our activities directors and our administrators engineered a new experience for our kids to feel as though they have 3 high schools, but 1 community. And I think that's a really powerful moment that we shouldn't miss. I also want to just very quickly share with the trustees that you're seeing a level of success in CTE, in athletics, and in arts. We heard that with our bands, our choirs, but you're also seeing in academics. And I think that's represented in Ms. Montoya being recognized for being the World Language Teacher of the Year for the state of California. I think obviously Ms. Ochoa, who we recognize tonight, there is an incredible amount of good work that's being done, and we're seeing math growth in elementary that is really uncommon and a little bit shocking. We're seeing some incredible growth from certain PLCs in different schools all across the district. We're seeing it in alt ed, we're seeing it in high school, we're seeing it in elementary, and we know that we need to work really hard in middle school. So there's a lot happening right now, but the reason I wanted to just bring this up for just a quick moment with all of you is to say, we hear so much of what's wrong. We know our students aren't the same after the pandemic. We know that things are challenging. We talk about the issues in closed session that we have to go through to make sure we're legally compliant and we're holding accountable our students and our staff for the work that they do. So we talk about so much of what's wrong, but it is so infrequent that we see so much success in such a short period of time from the beginning of the school year to now. And I think it's very important for all of you, just as trustees. I know you got into this for just this reason. We should take just a moment to feel pretty good about the fact that you've set direction. You've made really tough decisions. You've given us lots of very important feedback and advice and helped us hear the community. And here we are. This doesn't happen for no reason. We say all the time that every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. And for generations, it felt like we weren't getting the results that we wanted. Well, I hope that you're feeling pretty good about the time you spend as trustees in Madera Unified, because I think we're getting results that we always knew were possible because our kids' potential was always there. But today you have proof that their potential is being actualized. So I just want to thank you for that, because so often we thank everybody else, but you don't hear that. And so I hope the community hears it too.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 12, old business. Item number 12A1, educational services, approve proposed ethnic studies new course submissions for the 24-25 school year. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have for you Assistant Superintendent Cheryl Sissel to take this item home. We've talked about it a lot, and we're here to finalize our ethnic studies program. Ms. Sissel?
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the governing board, Superintendent Lyle. I'm here tonight to ask for the approval of the new course submissions for our ethnic studies pathway. As I know many of you will recall, we had our first reading at the March 12th board meeting. There was a presentation given that evening, and there was a request for there were a number of questions that I was asked to respond to. That evening, President Salazar said, go ahead and put that in the newsletter. So I'm hoping that you all had the opportunity to read that 4-page document that I submitted back on March 15th. So tonight, I'm here to ask for the approval of our ethnic studies new course submissions.
Thank you, Ms. Sissel. I now open this item for public comment. Mrs. Elizondo?
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have members of the public who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Ahmad? Trustee Fleek?
I wasn't here on the 12th. So, but I did talk to you in your office. So do you think it's going to change? Because I know I had ethnic studies in college and they covered more of all the different ethnicity groups.
So as of following Ed Code and the California Department of Education, we have the opportunity to make sure that our community is represented. There are the 4 core ethnic areas that ethnicities that are called out, which we are addressing. I shared at the first meeting, though, because we have such a large Oaxaqueño population, we intend to make sure that we build that into our curriculum as well. So to answer your question, I don't know that there'll be any revisions from the state, but we do have the flexibility within Ed Code to ensure that our local community is represented in the courses that we teach.
Good, thank you.
Trustee Seibert? Clerk Mendoza?
No, thank you.
Myself, I just want to make sure that we have the right resources for our teachers and they're prepared for their different classes to teach. Other than that, that's it. I now entertain a motion and second to approve item 12A1. Please state your name when you make a motion in a second.
Clerk Mendoza, I move to approve 12A1.
Thank you.
Trustee Fleek, I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Clerk Mendoza and second by Trustee Fleek to approve item 12A1. Ms. Elizondo, please pull the board.
Trustee Garza,
Yes.
Trustee Taha,
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
Trustee Cortez,
No.
Trustee Dybert is absent. Trustee Fleek,
Yes.
Trustee Seibert,
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 7 yeas, 1 nay, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. And 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. New business, educational services. Present and discuss textbook adoption for the 7 to 12 newcomer academia program. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and members of the board, tonight we have for this item Director Ochoa, and she has put a lot of extra effort into this because of the need that we recognize needs to be filled. So I think what you're going to see tonight is the culmination of a lot of hard work and a lot of passion. So Director Ochoa.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Good evening, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. I'm here tonight to present and discuss the recommended textbook adoption for our 7th through 12th newcomer academy program. Our department has a goal, and that goal is to prioritize and improve services for our newcomers, both inside and outside the classroom. Our team reviewed our existing newcomer academy programs. We discussed with current teachers and also listened to the needs prioritized by our DLAC committee. We quickly, realized that one need in particular was to adopt a curriculum, since we did not have a curriculum adopted. So I convened the newcomer curriculum adoption committee in January. The committee consisted of current newcomer academy teachers, both at Thomas Jefferson and Madera High School. Also our English Language Development District academic coaches, myself, and both our coordinators from our department. Mrs. Cisneros and Mrs. Mendoza. We met from January through March and reviewed 2 different programs utilizing a textbook evaluation that was given by or was provided by California County of Superintendents. Now our newcomer curriculum adoption committee has completed its review of instructional materials and is making a recommendation for program for grades 7 through 12. The committee began with reviewing the grade levels standards in both English language arts and English language development. Each program was evaluated on its alignment to the standards, the quality of the content, and the text selections, and how the standards are presented in lessons at each grade level. In addition, the committee evaluated the instructional strategies and approaches that were outlined in the materials, as well as the variety of complexity of the assessments. This program also, both programs were also evaluated in regards to their digital format and their online resources. And you have that our top newcomer curriculum adoption that we are respectfully recommending. Grades 6 through 8 is Get Ready. Publisher is Vista Higher Learning, and also grades 9 through 12, we have Get Ready, also the same publisher, Vista Higher Learning. These materials will be available for the public for review, for your review as well, in my office in the Department of Multilingual Educational Programs, and approval of that recommendation will be requested at the April 23rd, 2024 board meeting.
Thank you, Mrs. Ochoa. Trustees, do you have any questions for Mrs. Ochoa? Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Ahmad? Trustee Fleek?
None, thank you.
Trustee Seibert?
Can you explain to me your newcomer program? When they come in, is it a different site? Is it within the classrooms you already have, or what is a newcomer program?
So we have 2 current newcomer programs, both at Thomas Jefferson and at Madera High School. Currently, we have 2. And so what it is our newcomer families, we offer this program to them as they are being registered into our schools. We have a presentation that's given to the parents. It describes the program itself with the courses that the students are taking and the and how the services that we provide to our students. It's highly recommended that our students attend these programs because it really is geared towards their first years in their education in our state, in the United States. And so as they transition, they typically stay in this program for 1 year. But as we know, there might be different needs for each of our students. And so that is also taken into consideration. And we look at the progress of the students. And then typically within a year, they do exit out, and then they are provided other services from our English language development classes as well.
They're totally separate class.
I'm sorry?
They're totally separate from all other classes in the high school and the junior high.
So for instance, we're actually both programs. We do have self-contained 3 periods, but they are also given social science, they're given mathematics, they're given elective as well. So it is a separate program, and that's why we want to ensure that we have a small amount of time and not have our students there their entire junior high year or high school, of course.
And you don't do this in elementary.
We don't have a Newcomer Academy program in elementary. However, we do offer our students, as we are receiving more students that are newcomers, we do have the opportunity for them to, again, it's a program that we offer at, for instance, Madison, we offer at Washington Elementary and Pershing, since we have our dual language schools. Those, as we know, if our students are come in and are instructed in their first language, we see more benefit. So we do offer that. And we have just today, we've enrolled 3 more students at Madison Elementary, but we have also enrolled them at Washington as in Pershing. So for next year, we are expanding our newcomer program at both MLK, Martin Luther King, and as well as Madera South, because we do see the need in that expansion.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Clerk Mendoza.
Yeah, I'm Ms. Choa. I just out of curiosity, offhand, do you happen to know how many newcomers there are?
We have currently we have about 268, but we have seen a huge influx from January to now of students, both at all levels. I was just in the newcomer program today at Thomas Jefferson, and we have never seen 38 students in one class in that program. As far as I think the top, we've had about 21, 22 students. So throughout our district, we are receiving a lot more newcomer students. And so that's why it's very important that not only for high school and secondary, but that we are also focusing our instruction in elementary. So along with Director Guerriero and myself, we are discussing the needs of our students. And so those are the things that we are focusing on as well.
Okay, I have a question as well. So just like a kind of clarifying question, does the program also assist the newcomer students in their elective classes as well? Because I've like interacted with many of them, and I've had many people, even in my student voice meetings, share the concern that a lot of times people may be in the elective classes but lack the support to understand what's being said or have material that they can understand from. So that's kind of been like an issue that I've heard of.
And for that same reason, we have now moving forward as well. We do have a paraprofessional that does assist our students as they do go into the other core classes. Next year, we will have 2 more paraprofessionals and us to have that support for our students as well. So we do recognize the need. And that's why the board, we brought it to the board, and the board approved that extra staffing for our programs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, like the ethnic studies, when I went to CAVE, a couple of the sessions that I attended, a lot of them were attended by teachers with the ethnic studies and with also the newcomers. And their main emphasis is from their executive staff getting the resources they need in order to do these classes. They know there's not textbooks out there per se, but they said they lack some of the resources they get in order to do the proper support, like she says, for some of these other classes. So that'll be great. If I know you guys are taking that consideration, but I need to reemphasize that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ochoa.
Now moving on to item 13A2, present and discuss the textbook adoption for the 7th and 8th grade dual language immersion program. Superintendent Lyle.
We actually have a different song, but we have the same singer. Dr. Ochoa?
Okay. So good evening again, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and trustees. I'm here tonight again and excited to present and discuss the recommended textbook adoption for now our 7th and 8th grade dual language immersion program. Previously, the governing board approved the expansion of Madison Elementary from a TK6 program to a TK8 program. Next year, we will be offering our dual language program, as you are very aware, in 7th grade. Therefore, it is very necessary to adopt a Spanish language arts curriculum that will meet the needs of our dual language students. Currently, students in grades K6, we have utilized Benchmark Adelante and during the Spanish instruction portion of the day. With the expansion into middle school, our 7th and 8th grade students will continue to focus on Spanish language development, instruction for a portion of the day, and an appropriate curriculum is necessary. With guidance from our consultants of the Association of Two-Way Dual Language Education, a few publishers were recommended and considered. Myself and my team facilitated a similar process to the newcomer curriculum review as mentioned earlier. We convened the Spanish Language Arts Curriculum Adoption Committee that had representation from our district DLI academic coaches, our teacher support mentors, and our DLI coordinator and myself. And now the 2024 Spanish Language Arts Curriculum Adoption Committee has completed its review of instructional materials and is making a recommendation for core program materials for grades 7 and 8. This recommendation follows a 3-month work by our committee that again began with creating a common lens based on what our data of our students currently in 6th grade and how they were progressing and the need there in regards to what state standards were our focus. Each program was evaluated again in the alignment with the standards, the quality of the content. In addition, the committee evaluated the instructional strategies as well as the materials that were given to us and within the complexity of the assessments. The committee also evaluated with this program all the digital format and online resources available to students and teachers. Okay, so I'm the 20.
Go ahead.
The 2024 7th and 8th Spanish Language Arts Curriculum Adoption Committee respectfully recommends the following program. We are recommending grade 7, Anécdotas Inicial 2, and grade 8, Anécdotas Inicial 3. The recommended materials will also be available in my office for public review in the Department of Multilingual Educational Programs. And as with the other program, our recommendation will be requested at the April 23rd, 2024 board meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Ochoa. Trustees, do you have any questions for Mrs. Ochoa? Trustee, no. Trustees, no questions? Trustee Cyber, you got your light on.
Yeah, so when you start the DLI program at Madison, by the time they exit 6th grade, they're supposed to be fluent in both English and Spanish. Have you accomplished that?
So by the time we started our students,
Started. And by the time you exited 6th grade, the statement was they'll be proficient in both English and Spanish.
that's our goal. Yes, for them to be proficient in
How are we
both
gonna do that?
Spanish. Well, I can bring some data. I said, if you want to see specific data, then I can gather that data. I can't tell
I
you
don't have it
by
right now, but I would like to have
No.
that information.
Okay.
How we're doing the progress.
in progress in both English language arts or Spanish language
Spanish and
arts.
English, yeah. It's
Okay.
supposed to be, they started out 10% English, 90% Spanish.
Yes, correct.
And so by the time they exit sixth grade, they're supposed to be fluent in both Spanish and English.
Yes.
And so I asked them to continue to do a seventh and eighth grade, so they didn't lose it. So we're doing seventh and eighth. So I'd like to know how they're doing. They're going to be, as they come out of sixth grade, have we met that goal or where are we at?
Okay.
Any other questions, trustee
Are-
Samuel?
Do you have another question?
Back to trustee Fleet.
Are there that many publishers that have textbooks for these students?
So the
Or
the
do
two that we-
language and,
the two that we reviewed,
so there's only two publishers?
it's very difficult to find publishers. I think they're just starting to bring this with all these awards that we received, that the state received for dual language. We're seeing more, but you know, the both publishers that we reviewed, this recommendation was the one that we really thought could support our students, not just in the Spanish language arts, but also the world languages standards. So, so very limited. We are very limited both in the newcomer realm as well as our Spanish language arts.
But as time goes on, we'll probably get.
For sure. As time goes on, that's my understanding that that we will get more publishers on board because we have so many more now new dual language schools across our state that it is a need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Clerk Mendoza.
No questions. Thank you.
I do. So in, how confident do you guys feel in this curriculum that you're setting up for the seventh and eighth grade? And the resources you have right now? I know we don't have that many textbooks available for the support, but how confident do we feel in doing this dual language for seventh and eighth graders?
So in regards to this curriculum per se?
Yes.
So we did go through a process where we looked at standards, we looked at our current data, we looked at standards, we looked at to see, okay, what were, we met with publishers two or three times to answer specific questions that our teacher support mentors had, that our district academic coaches had. It's not 100% proof, foolproof, I should say, like any other curriculum. But I think this is a great start and this is the best curriculum that we have for our students. Of course, we can have other supplemental materials, but I think this is a great start. And this was our looking at what we had in regards to our criteria that we observed this and looked through it. For instance, in this process, we look at essential standards for both seventh and eighth grade. Our teams split up. Some of our teams looked at only seventh grade standards and how they were introduced and how they were assessed and carried throughout the whole unit. And so I think we did a pretty good job of saying, yes, you know, this this material is sufficient. And that's why I feel confident bringing it forward to our board.
Okay, so these seventh and eighth graders, are they going to be, because I see like a lot of the literacy, I see, you know, those kind of things, but how about like the math? How about like, are they going to be doing STEM classes as well? What are they going to be? They're still going to be doing their art class. What is their day going to be like, a seventh or eighth grader? And yes, I'm going to take time to look at the ethnic studies books, curriculum. I want to look at the newcomer one, and I want to look at this one. So I am going to take time to come to your office to look at those. But I want them to as close as a regular day, as a regular seventh grader, eighth grader, but I know it's going to be dual language. Of the resources, again, I'm going to emphasize the resources that we're using, that we're taking that much initiative in the resources that we're using.
I do have that I can provide to the board, our core instructional materials by language.
Mhm.
So it describes exactly each publisher in what languages. So I can provide that to the board and have that available for you for your review as well as a preliminary schedule of what it would look like for next year. We are working together with other directors to ensure that we look at everything, correct? Like, what does that look like in our current K-8 schools? What do the electives look like? So we have a plan already. We've been working on this plan for about a year and a half. It's not finalized, but I do have this information that I can either send you through email and provide also when you go and look at those materials in my office.
Yeah, because one of the concerns that we had from the parents of these sixth graders now is that some of their students are not being challenged, or they're like, especially like in math, the parent themselves have to look up instructions, how to help them with math and so forth. So those are concerns. If that's happening in sixth grade, my concern is seventh and eighth grade as we move down.
So-
But I'll appreciate, I'll look at those, and if any questions, I'll
Okay.
reach out to you guys. But thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ochoa.
Okay, thank you.
Announcements. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any announcements for the board?
I do. They're brief. And one of them is that there's a little fifth grader over at Madison that I know real well, who we affectionately call the Pill. And he has brown curly hair and he could say all that in Spanish now, which is pretty exciting. He's really catching on. This year has been a real explosion of his language skills. So I'm starting to see the evidence of all of this coming to fruition now. So I'm excited to see more. First announcement is the Central Valley Education Coalition Annual Luncheon is Thursday, April 11th. Some invitations for our seated members should, I think, have already been extended. We also have the WEAC Advisory Council meeting on Thursday, the 11th of this month. That is an advisory committee that includes American Samoa, Alaska, all the way to Wyoming. And I was invited to be a member of that advisory committee, and they're working on issues around absenteeism, student engagement, and WestEd is the facilitator of that. And it's funded through the federal government, through the Department of Education. It's a pretty awesome opportunity, and it's a really good honor. The Superintendent's Professional Learning Network is in person on Monday, April 15th, up in Sacramento. For those of us that went to the CVEC up in Sacramento, it's in that very same building, in the very same conference room. But this is an organization put together by the Carnegie Foundation to support our work with Solution Tree and CCEE. There's only a small number of superintendents involved, and Mike Hansen is the leader of that opportunity for us. So I'll be up there on Monday. Alta Ed Student Voice Meeting will be on Wednesday, April 17th. If you've had a chance to visit that, you know the outstanding work that our student trustee does in organizing that, and our Alta Ed Student Voice is a really powerful one, and it's a very uplifting experience. Madera High School Scholarship Night, one of the finest nights of the year, will be Monday, April 22nd, if you can attend. And then Madera South and Torres Scholarship Nights are scheduled to take place following our upcoming regular board meeting on April 23rd. All corresponding calendar events have been added to the board's calendar and invitations have been sent out. And we'll see you on Saturday at our governance workshop.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 15A, miscellaneous board member committee and information reports. Trustees, this is an opportunity for you to provide the board updates and reports from committee meetings or events you have attended. We start with Trustee Ahmad.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Trustee Cortez.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Trustee Fleek.
There was a great turnout at the MUSD Job Fair on March 16th, which was right outside our building. At the athletic directors, at the athletic meeting, Director Bitter and each high school athletic director shared information on what was happening at their school. We have many student athletes to be proud of, and a lot of them have very high academic grades, scores. At the Arts Authority meeting, information was given out on what will be happening in downtown Madera, and that includes us, along with the Arts Authority, the City Council, and the Board of Supervisors. It was exciting to go to the open house evenings. I think there were like 12 open houses at one night. Rooms were full of student work on their desks and walls. Parkwood and Madison were welcoming with food and excited students and teachers. Last Friday, Madera Community College unveiled their 4 new murals. They were honoring Cesar Chavez. There was a mural for education. They also honored Dolores Huerta, and there was a mural for agriculture. Monday, Torres High School sophomore students presented their graduate profiles. Many of them were very nervous. Some of them wanted to talk really fast, but you could just tell they were nervous. But they gave exceptional reports about themselves and the school. I apologize for not attending some of the activities I said I would. I would have preferred to have been at school than at St. Agnes, and I thank you for the cards and the well wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Fleek. Trustee Seibert?
Yes, on the Athletic Advisory Committee, most of our athletes are over 3.0. Or, you know, they're like 3.4, 3.5. So our academics our coaches are paying a lot of attention to that now. In the past, you didn't see that. So our athletic director and our coaches are doing a great job. I attended the, what is it, the winter, I just lost it here. Just a second. What's the winter percussion last night? And our middle schools and our high schools, the high schools, they've gotten a lot of awards, either, you know, first, second, or third place awards in all their competitions. And what was really interesting is the way the kids from the different high schools helped each other. You know, setting up, moving equipment. They're just like one group, one team. They're all, it's not like they're separate high schools. And I thought that was great. And I was impressed with all the equipment that we have. And, you know, we spent a lot of money, music, and this is just percussions. I mean, imagine what is our budget for?
And not to get into a back and forth, because that's not what this is about, but I do want to share with the board that we actually have an instrument repair shop just across the street in the Prices and Shopping Center. And I just went through it recently with Director Gillis. It's absolutely incredible. And the work that they're doing there is really impressive. I think we should all just take a tour when we can. To the point that you're making there, the sustainability of it is being built in and organized by really good leadership.
Yeah. Well, Madera's going to be, you know, they've always been noted for our music, bands and everything. And it's just like our teams, where you're having 3 high school dances coming up. Well, these kids, you know, last night, they were like one school, one family working together, helping each other out. So it's great experience.
Thank you. Clerk Mendoza?
Hi, thank you. Well, today I attended the WASP meeting over at Madera Adult School. There was a lot of discussion and a lot of talk about the school itself and overall the district. It was pretty good information. Thank you.
Thank you. Some of our trustees, they might have forgotten, we attended a special board facilities meeting after our last regular agenda meeting. We attended and we discussed future for our facilities that we have in plans for the school district and the budgeting for them. Also attended a DLAC meeting where Mrs. Sissel is still going over with suggestions from the advisory committee in order to bring forward to the school district. And I thank you for the presentations. And also I attended the percussions and the choir at Torres. And with the feeder schools, the middle schools and the high schools, the parents, the community that comes out, it was a good turnout and I was pleased for them. There were parents proud of their students that are showing their artistic talents, and that was fantastic. I also attended, of course, the Central Valley for the robotics team from 323 that weekend and at Central Valley in Fresno, and then attended the one at Monterey, and they're preparing to go to Houston on the 16th. And all of these, the staff, the students, the coaches of these different students that have been achieving these different awards and recognition and everything, I give praise to them for all their hard work and dedication from the parents as well, because for these kids to get there, it takes a parent to get them there or somebody, an adult. But I thank the coaches and all the staff and advisors that support these students. Thank you. That's all for myself. Suggested future items. Trustees, do you have any items you would like to staff to present at a future board meeting? Trustee Ahmad? Trustee Cortez?
Not at this time, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Trustee Fleek?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Trustee Tybert? Okay. Clerk Mendoza?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. So we move to adjournment. It is 8:31 and I adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending the board meeting. Good night and be careful going home.